Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far. Welcome back to VALORANT Rostermania in the tier 2 scene, and leaks are starting to really kick into gear now. Zombs' team, alongside many other big name players, is getting leaked from last night. ShahZaM has some thoughts as well, and some are questioning whether Sinatraa could be joining Zombs' team as well. Very much enjoyed your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you're new as always. I'd greatly appreciate it. It really helps out the channel. Thank you very much indeed for doing that. And first of all, to mention this, because lots of talk about agents and potential changes. This is pretty crazy. I didn't know about this, and clearly 99% of pros didn't know about this. If the Yoru is ulted and you can't see him, if you're in his line of sight, then you get the kind of, you get the indicator on the side of the screen. If you're not in his line of sight, then you don't get the indicator. So that's why the indicator comes up. Not because he's close to you, but because he can see you. So that's a rather interesting kind of a difference, really, that many people are not aware of. And definitely we want to talk about Danny here in a few seconds time. Firstly, we've got to talk about update and buffs and nerfs to certain agents. Cypher and Fade are getting some changes. Cypher finally is actually getting buffed. Fade is getting nerfed. Firstly, we'll look at Fade. These are the changes. The Prowlers are getting nerfed quite significantly. Well, at least to some degree. The duration is now down from 3 to 2.5. The delay on the bite after reaching the target has been increased by about 50% up to 0.6 of a second. Hitbox improvements on the Prowlers as well to make them maybe easier to shoot at and kill. Near sight duration reduced from 3.5 down to 2.75 seconds. They now fizzle out and no longer debuff, instead of debuffing its target if they teleported away before it finished its animation. So a few nerfs there, in addition to increasing the cost of the ultimate from 7 up to 8. Not sure that's entirely necessary, and I think that Fade, despite being used a lot on a professional level, doesn't really get all that much love in kind of regular ranked modes. It's used a fair bit, but not all the time. So not sure these changes were necessary, is what some people are saying, especially the ultimate change, but I definitely intrigued your thoughts in the comment section below. Will they change her utility? That's a question that will be answered. The same question is being raised here for Cypher. These are the proposed Cypher changes, which are now in the public beta environment. The trap wire length has been increased from 1,000 to 1,500. Interesting one, right? Because you can now, there might be some pretty goofy spots you can use the trap wire on now, given this knowledge. Maybe you can finally use them on more than just kind of tight hallways, but they're still going to be just as easy to destroy. So I don't know, it's an interesting one. The ultimate, though, has been rather significantly buffed. It now reveals the enemies 2 times with a 4-second delay between the reveals. Time restriction to cast on enemy corpses has now been removed, and then maximum cast distance has increased quite significantly as well. So that's quite a big update. Some other things as well here with the yellow silhouette getting changed. This is also an interesting one. Yellow silhouette now disappears if the revealed enemy becomes visible to you, to help reduce confusion of seeing 2 representations of the enemy in different places. That's a very good point, actually, that it's good to get removed, because that was a big concern for many people. And even this one I thought was pretty big. Cypher's place utility is no longer destroyed by allies' area of effect damage. So that's another big update as well. So there are some good things here that put Cypher in the right direction. Intrigued to your thoughts though on whether this will actually change the meta, because many disagree with that. Even as Valen says the changes are mediocre, doesn't tackle his actual problem, his trips need to be harder to destroy, and some other ideas as well. So yeah, many pros don't really think that this is the way to go. They think it's a step in the right direction, but it's not going to make a massive amount of difference. TenZ even says the following: Cypher is more viable than before, but still comes nowhere close to the oppressive agent named Chamber, aka dump all your util on me, and I still TP out. Going on to say this: I don't think you can do anything to buff the other Sentinels to outclass Chamber without making them giga broken. Gotta tune down the man in the suit to Sentinel mains. Don't have to suffer from identity crises no more. Sentinel mains have been suffering for far too long. Good question really here from TenZ. Is it even possible, whatever you do to Cypher, whatever you do to the other Sentinels, can you actually make him more viable than Chamber? Probably not. The only way to make Cypher more playable is probably to nerf Chamber a bit, because Chamber's just going to be way too strong otherwise. So, interesting questions I thought from TenZ here. Definitely pushing for a Chamber nerf. Many teams are. Cloud9 are not, with Yay, right, and 100 Thieves. Might not be as well with Cryo, but outside of that, most teams want to nerf. And because they're doing this with Cypher, makes me think they must be considering nerfing Chamber to some degree, because they want to change the meta over time, and Chamber is dominating it still as it stands. Even this from dapr. What people don't understand is the only way Cypher will get picked over Chamber is if they make his camera hold a gun again, or just nerf that stupid agent, right? So saying, look, get rid of Chamber, nerf Chamber significantly, or give it Cypher his kind of camera gun back again, which would be an interesting idea. And even TenZ, I think, said in the replies here, our connection is still there because he wakes up no gun cam. Disappointing stuff. So yeah, what do you guys think about this? Is this a significant enough buff for Cypher to make him viable, or is Chamber still going to dominate the meta until they potentially nerf his agent as well? Because that probably will happen at some point. Whether it happens soon, whether it happens before the start of the Tier 2 Challenger scene for the upcoming season, whether it happens before February for the big event, that's a question. But they are making some big updates right now. They want Cypher to be more playable, but at a pro level, Chamber is obviously not going anywhere for now. I thought this is pretty funny from Nisma actually as well. How to nerf Chamber, get Ye and Cryo versus 5 Riot devs. They will understand our pain. Also, like, you know, put Durka in there, put Artist, put Buzz in there as well. And yeah, it's not going to be a good time for the opposition. And the Riot devs might understand, you know what, this agent might be a little bit too strong. So we'll see if anything like that happens going soon. Let's talk Rostermania. Firstly, this on 100 Thieves. Interesting kind of article here from George Gedders looking at who potentially 100 Thieves were looking at signing. It's actually not Cristiano Ronaldo. But here we go. So they were considering Ye. We saw, I believe, Najot talk about this, that, you know, basically Cloud9 did a good bit of business there on Ye, but we thought that, you know what, Ye could have been an option here. So apparently Ye was the #1 target. The deal fell through, I guess, yeah, for money reasons. They didn't really want to make it happen. He joined Cloud9 instead. They got Cryo. So Ye, they wanted him, but they didn't make it work out. Cryo joined instead. And then Stella, the IGL, could have had a couple of replacements. One of them could have been FNS. So they were considering the FNS Ye duo joining 100 Thieves instead of, as it turned out to be, Cryo and Stella. That didn't happen though. Stella gets to stay. They also considered Sadak actually from Loud, their IGL, potentially joining also. So interesting stuff really, that a lot of those Loud guys were all over the shop. Turns out that Sentinels got a couple of those guys, Sassy Pancada. But yeah, that's what 100 Thieves were considering. In the end, they just make the one change minus Will plus Cryo. But it's interesting to know that their IGL spot could have looked rather different if the FNS deal was not reached, and if the Ye deal might have been reached as well. That would have been rather an interesting storyline. Quick note here on Hayes, of course, formerly of NRG. He said recently that, you know, he's officially an unrestricted free agent now, looking for opportunities. As he says here, I'm going to decide on my future within the next week. Any official offers for both player or coach need to be sent to me within this week. DM's open. So hopefully it works out for Hayes. But this was a big kind of scalp that was spotted last night here on SicK stream on the right-hand side, spotting a very interesting set of scrims going down. This here on the big screen, we've got Stewie2K, Danny, Tex, Rawkus, Zombs, and Brax rounding out this 6-man team as it stands. I believe Rawkus is going to be the coach of this team. That is the understanding we currently have. And Danny, I believe, was filling in for a certain player that couldn't play in this particular series. So we believe Zombs, Brax, Tex, and Stewie, that's a team in challenges. I've been waiting for quite a few days at this point to actually finally see some leaks like this to see what's going on with these teams. Because obviously Zombs and ShahZaM and these other guys, Stewie, are trying to form teams. This is, our understanding is, an official script. Brax is there as well. Like, you know, kind of, that's a really interesting possibilities for this roster going forwards. And I wasn't really watching the stream. I didn't get the full information, but some added context here from NK Lassitude in the replies. Rawkus apparently said to SicK on stream that, yeah, this is indeed a scrim. Danny also said to ShahZaM that he was filling in for this scrim. So, you know, whether ShahZaM's going to be that guy, we don't know. But, you know, Tex being the chamber, Stewie is the duelist or the entry, Zombs controller, Brax is the kind of Sova, like, you know, Rawkus is the coach. Obviously, the roles make sense in that sense as well. So, pretty good stuff. Now, the 5th player, Danny, you'd expect to maybe be the analyst there or whatever. Like, I guess he was filling in for someone in this particular scrim. Some said, could it be ShahZaM? But apparently, ShahZaM is not the guy. He was offline while they were scrimming. He wasn't streaming or doing anything like that. So, we don't believe it's ShahZaM. We think it's someone else for this team. So, could it be a Sinatraa? Of course, I guess with Brax as well, doesn't really make sense. But, you know, Zombs and Sinatraa did talk about it before. There's a few other possibilities there. But, yeah, who do you think is going to step in here as the IGL? And if, you know, I don't know if Sinatraa really makes that much sense in reality. Or maybe it could be ShahZaM. But, like, what are the actual chances of ShahZaM and Zombs being on the same team in Tier 2? It seems kind of unlikely after what we've seen over the last few months. I imagine ShahZaM has got another ideas. And apparently ShahZaM has also said that his practice with his new team begins soon. So, probably not this one. So, you know, maybe it is a strange timeline where ShahZaM and Zombs end up in the same team, but I kind of doubt it. And if they need a 5th still, then who's that 5th going to be? So intrigue to your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think about this team with kind of a different player instead of Danny and then Rawkus as the coach? Definitely one of the more interesting squads down there, one of the more, you know, clouted squads, let's say, in the Tier 2 sides. And they're going to have some competition, hopefully, from whoever ShahZaM's team is going to be and others down there as well. And also, which organization are they going to be on? Because Sentinels Zombs is still, you know, he's still on Sentinels. Can they have a Tier 2 team? We don't really know. Does Zombs have to leave Sentinels? Can they loan him to another org? Like, we don't really know what the situation is there. But ShahZaM in a similar boat, and he's also stated, ShahZaM, that if he needs to leave Sentinels to join another team, then he's going to do exactly that. He's going to ride his contract out, and then he's going to run it down from there. So definitely tweet your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think that team's any good? Is this going to work out well for Zombs and Co going into the upcoming season? I think it'd be an exciting prospect, certainly, because there's a lot of those tier 2 teams that are just kind of carried over teams from last year that didn't make franchising, but that's an entirely new squad. And Stewie back in business in Valorant, like, of course, Counter-Strike Legends, moving to Valorant is an exciting prospect. Brax as well, obviously, like, you know, very talented player in his day. Can he convert that to the reality of matches? That's another question. Couple of things to close out here. Firstly, this new map codename. Apparently, Jam is a codename of the new map. I think I saw the other day that SicK was on, I think it was Haven, and he was turning around and there was some like dragon noises behind him, and he was like, damn, is that something to do with this new map? So it might be the case, but that probably is also coming soon. And if there is a new map relatively soon, then does Split get to return? Does Fracture go? Does Bind go? I don't know. But yeah, apparently a new map's also coming kind of soon, and if it does, we might have an entirely new map set by the time next season begins. Very much into your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. Take care, and I'll see you next time.